It's been a while since I've recorded a video on this channel, and I just wanted to start off with some division predictions just because I think, this season is going to be great. We have people, like, a bunch of different teams, and we have the NFL preseason starting pretty soon, which I'm very excited for, and I will be doing a uh, review of the preseason if Kenny Pickett gets a start at all, or Mitch Trubisky, or how, like, the offense plays or whatever. And I have two separate predictions set up, so this is my first one right here. I have it to where I think that the Ravens could have their ceiling or their floor be at 10-7. And with them being mostly home, I'm just gonna say for every division team, I'd split it between to where the home field advantage team wins in home games, and away games they lose. It's just the way that I have it set up, just to make it easy. And I think that this could be semi-accurate. I'm not 100% certain if this will be fully accurate. As you see, I have them beating the Jets, but I think that the Jets could be a feisty team this year. I have them losing to the Dolphins because I think that the Dolphins are going to be nasty. I think that the Ravens could win this game, as I have in my other prediction set. I think that the Patriots could also win, and I think that the the Bills could also lose this game. If I'm being realistic, I think that the high or the low point would be 8-9 for the Ravens. I have them currently on this one at 10-7, but in this one I have them at 13-4, where they just go through. The only teams I for sure do not see them beating or losing to at all would be the Giants, the Jaguars, and that's pretty much it. I think the Panthers will give them a hard time. I think that the Saints will give them a hard time, but ultimately, I think the Saints might be able to win this game. I In this one I have them losing, and in this one I think I have them winning. Or I guess I have them losing in both. Uh, the Buccaneers will be difficult for them, but it's in Tampa, so I think that it'll be difficult. So I think that they will end at 10-7. I think that's a fair assessment. Now moving on to the next team, I have the Bengals. This team I have a little bit different. They did win the division last year, but that was because of Lamar Jackson's injury and the Browns just imploding due to Baker Mayfield's injury and Kevin Stefanski not allowing him to not play, etc. But yeah, I think they will win for sure week one. I think there's no way that no matter which starter starts, that they're going to win. I don't see it happening. I'm sorry, Ravens fans, or Steelers fans. I love you. Like I'm part of you because the Steelers are my favorite team, but I just don't see them winning. I don't see the Cowboys winning in week two. I think that the Cowboys get way worse in the offseason. They're just not good. Now, I don't think they lost Amari Cooper, who's now on the Browns, and I don't think he's going to have a good season this year with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback because of the whole thing that we have with Deshaun Watson. We don't know. Uh, as much as I want the Jets to win, I don't see them winning against the Bengals. I think this could be an upset, though, and I would be very shocked, or I wouldn't be very shocked if it was an upset. I think Zach Wilson's going to fly off. And then I have their first loss being against the Dolphins. I think the addition of Tua and to Tyreek Hill is going to be insanely good. And then again, I have the Ravens beating them at home. I think that's pretty obvious why, as I said earlier. The Saints I have winning in New Orleans. Yes, they have a new head coach, but it's been the same defensive coordinator I think for the last few years. I don't see them losing that game. I think the Saints are going to be nasty this year. Uh, Falcons I have as one of my least favorite, or one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. I think that they're going to be having the number one or number two overall pick. It's between them and the Texans because the Texans roster is just rough. it's just it's bad. Browns self-explanatory here. Bengals, I have them beating the Panthers. Yes, Baker Mayfield's on that team, and the defense is gross. And with a healthy J.C. Horn, it could be pretty easy for the Panthers, but I just don't have them winning here. And then I have the Steelers winning at home. I think that the Titans are going to be out for blood because of that divisional game last year. I think that Ryan Tannehill isn't. I don't know if he's not the guy. I haven't decided on that yet. I would like to see the first couple of games this season I think one bad season doesn't determine if someone is or is not the guy to play. Yeah, I don't know. And then I have the Browns possibly just as an upset here because why not? Uh, but yeah, I think more accurately or more likely this is going to be accurate. At 13 or week 13, I have the Bengals beating the Chiefs. I am not sleeping on the Chiefs this year. I don't think that the Chiefs are going to be like the worst team in the NFL, but I don't think that they're going to be a Super Bowl contender this year. They have a great offensive line and Patrick Mahomes, which should be all that you need, and Travis Kelce, I guess, but we don't know what they're doing at the running game. And I just don't see how people can act like that they're still a Super Bowl contender when they lost Tyreek Hill. That you don't have that connection, and like it takes time to build chemistry. From everything we've heard about the state or that Chiefs training camp, it seems like everything is going pretty cool, and they have one of my favorite players in the league in Juju Smith-Schuster, and they have MVS, and they drafted Sky Moore, who can be a very good receiver. I feel like, but I don't see the Chiefs being that good. That being said, they will still probably make a wild card spot. And when I do my playoff predictions, I think people are going to be shocked because I actually have two sets of predictions that I think are for teams that I think can make the playoffs. Same with my AFC West rankings or like predictions; those are going to be wild. I don't have. Or moving on to 14, I already talked about. 15, I have the Buccaneers beating the the Bengals. I don't think that the Buccaneers are going to be as bad this year or that bad this year. Now that they have Julio Jones, who I'm hoping is going to be pretty good. Uh, because I just want to see him succeed. I don't think that the uh Buccaneers are going to be like a surefire Super Bowl contender. Yes, they have Tom Brady, who is the greatest quarterback in NFL history, but I do not see them being as good as everyone's like acting like. Everyone's acting like they're for sure going to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not sure. I think the NFC is so wide open that it's for sure a possibility, but I just don't see it. Moving on to Week 16 for the Bengals, I have them beating the Patriots. The Patriots are I think are going to be pretty bad this year. Uh, not that I don't have hope for Bill Belichick, but I just don't think that they're going to be great. Uh, Week 17, the Bills are easily going to win this game. I think that the Bills are for sure going to be like up there. And then week 18, I have the Bengals winning. So if we're looking at games that I think the Bengals could lose, because right now this puts them at 9-8, to change it around, I think they might be able to be swept by the Browns. I doubt it. I think they might be able to be swept by the Ravens. This one's more likely to me, but I still don't think so. They might lose against the Panthers. Uh, They might lose against the Chiefs and beat the Bucks. I am not entirely sure, but I guess the ceiling I have if we do that, see if they beat the Bucks, lose to the Panthers, swept by the Ravens, and beat the Titans. Yes, I don't know. Beat the Saints. I think that this is a little bit better. I feel like, but if we're being realistic, they will probably be closer around to this record. I think that this is the best record like possible to give the Bengals. I have a bad feeling that like they're gonna end up losing here and have this instead because it just seems more likely to me. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, this is what I got. Yeah, I'm not super confident that the Buccaneers will beat or will lose the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow is a top 5 quarterback, or at the very worst a top 10 quarterback. I just don't see this being like possible for me. It I would just rather have like I just feel a little bit more comfortable with them a little bit lower, but I think that this is a fairly realistic record. Now, moving on to the Steelers, I think that this team has actually the most disrespect being thrown at them. I think that the amount of disrespect that the Steelers are getting is insane. Their defense is insanely good. It's one of the best in the league. It's top 10 or if not top 5. But that being said, I do have them not making the playoffs and only going 9-8. They're gonna lose to the Bengals, as I said. Sorry, but I'm not expecting anything. They got swept last year, which I know doesn't mean anything because we had Big Ben, and this year we have a new quarterback. Uh, but I don't, especially if they decide to put Mason Rudolph as a starter, which is what I've been hearing. from training camp, which I really hope not. Anyway, so week one, they're going to lose for sure. It's probably going to be a blowout, and I'm going to be very disappointed, and I'm going to end up hating it. But yeah, it's going to suck. This week two, the Steelers, I have beating the Patriots. I don't think the Patriots, like, I don't think Mac Jones isn't the answer, but I don't think he's going to be, like, the savior. I just don't see it. Uh, I've already explained the Browns are the home teams here. Steelers beat the Jets. Again, I think the Jets will be good this year. Not like the best team, but I think that they will win here, and this puts them at 2-2, and then they get a rough couple of games before the bye. I have them losing the Bills, the Bucks, the Dolphins, and the Eagles. I think that out of all of these teams, because my thought process is it's all away games, except for the Buccaneers game, and the Buccaneers game is just gonna be a difficult challenge, and I don't see how they could possibly beat it unless Tom Brady just gets like barring injury, of course, and unless Tom Brady decides he wants to be bad. Um, Eagles, I think, are gonna be pretty bad, like good this year. And as much as I want the Steelers to beat the Saints here, I just don't see it. Even though they're coming off a bye, I do not think that the Steelers will be able to beat the Saints coming off a bye. I think the Saints are going to be red hot coming out, and people are going to be really shocked by them this year. I was a little bit nervous because I wanted to do the NFC South first and shock some people, but the with all the James Winston stuff coming out lately, I'm not sure, and with the El Camaro stuff being pushed back, I'm just not confident in that I can rank them properly. But I think, barring any like no injuries, nothing, I think that the Saints are going to be disgusting. They're going to easily be a Super Bowl contender, I feel like, and they're going to beat the Steelers, and it's just going to be painful. I've already explained this. Week 12, I have the Steelers beating the Colts. I don't see the Colts being like nearly as good as everyone's acting like. Yes, they have Matt Ryan, but he's like 38, 39, something like that. I just don't see it. I think he could be 36. I don't remember. I just feel like ever since his 2016 MVP season, he's just gone downhill in his career. Like it's fine. Uh, week 13, I have the Steelers winning. I have a bad feeling that I'm going to be embarrassed this game, and that actually the Falcons are going to perform an upset here. Uh, and I'll give the Steelers this win for now, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Uh, week 15, they have the Panthers. I think that the Steelers could go in there and beat him, depending on who the quarterback is and what goes on there. Week 16, I'm not confident in as much. I think that the Raiders could also win this, which would put the Steelers at 8-9. But I feel like as of for right now, this is like it's fair. I think realistically, more likely the Raiders will win, which I'll just put and keep the Steelers at 8-9 because why not? But yeah, I think that Devontae Adams and Derek Carr is going to be an amazing combination, and other people are acting like Derek Carr is not a good quarterback, but he's been performing lately, and other than 2016 when he had that almost MVP like season before he broke his leg, he was amazing, and then he came back and had all kinds of bad stuff happen last year with the coaches and everything, and then week 17 explained. But yeah, I think 8-9 or 9-8 is going to be a fairly good and reasonable answer to have for the Steelers to be. I think that people who's acting like they're going to go 4-13, you're just insane. I do not see games here. There's no way they get swept by their division. There's no way. It's not going to happen. This is just silly. I think that acting like they're going to get swept, like if there's any team they're going to get swept by, it's going to be the Ravens and the Bengals. I do not think that the Browns will be good this year. I do not see the Colts stomping on the Steelers like everyone else is acting like. The Panthers maybe could beat the Steelers, but we also have to remember Mike Tomlin has never scored between or under eight. He's never had under 8 wins in a season, and he's been the head coach for like 15 years. So I don't know. It's just I don't see it. And people who are acting like it's very obviously going to be this way are just crazy. Sorry, guys, you're just crazy. If like I've seen so many people shit on the Steelers, and I think that this is accurate. I think that they will be 6-1 against teams below 500 and 6-6 against teams above 500, or 2-8 against teams above 500. Sorry, 6-6 in the conference is reasonable. Yeah, I don't see it. You guys are actually insane. If you think that the Steelers are gonna go 4-13, again, I think like if we had to throw games in, I guess the Patriots could win. The like I don't know who else could win. The Colts maybe, Panthers maybe. I don't understand the people how people are saying that they're gonna go 4-13. I don't think that the Steelers are gonna be Super Bowl contenders by any means, but or playoff contenders. But I don't think that they're gonna go 4-13. It's just crazy. Uh, and then the final team I'm gonna rank today is gonna be the Browns. I think this team is just having some unfortunate things happen. So I have them at week 1 losing to the Panthers. I think Baker Mayfield is going to come in gunning and wanting revenge for everything that happened. I think people are going to be very, very, very excited and think that Baker Mayfield's going to be a MVP candidate in week 1. And then I don't know, but yeah, they have Jacoby Brissett starting for right now. So through as of right now, it's through week 6. So I have them beating or losing to the Jets. I don't think Jacoby Brissett is good enough to beat the Jets. I think the Jets will be better. I again home game here. I think that the Falcons are just gonna lose the majority of their games. The Chargers for sure are gonna win, and then I have the Patriots winning, and then pending Deshaun Watson maybe coming back, but we're not entirely sure because I'm gonna go off off the thought process that he's not gonna come back for the whole season. Let's just do that from here out. Uh, I think that they'll lose the Dolphins out of their bye. I think it could be entirely possible the Browns win this game, but it's in Miami, and again, I think that the Tua and Tyreek Hill combination is going to be just disgusting, and people are going to see that Tua can actually throw a ball deep, and then the Tua disrespect will be done. Uh, and then I have the Bills winning again, and then I think that the only game that like the Browns will for sure win here will be against the Washington football team, the Texans, and the Falcons. I don't see any other games that the Browns can for sure win, like 100%. I think that they're going to be a bad team this year, which is going to propel the Texans' rebuild even further. And honestly, even though the Texans are kind of a shithole organization right now, I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen with that rebuild. But yeah, that's about all I got. I just wanted to do NFC North or AFC North predictions. I'm gonna try and do predictions every day, and then before the season starts, I'm gonna have a playoff and Super Bowl prediction. I'm gonna do a full playoff thing, and then I'm gonna try and do some Madden rebuilds just because why not? But yeah, thanks.